Ms. Halliday, I just want to follow up on some questions that Mr. Takano was asking about performance measures and evaluations and how long that's actually been going on within the federal government. And you indicated that the federal government over the last several years has actually been doing better in providing bonuses pursuant to performance objectives, goals and objectives set at the beginning of the year, an evaluation at the end. You were talking about the VA, were you? Were you talking about other federal agencies?
I was talking across federal government. There had been a change to really look at performance in terms of results, which is different than in the past. Years ago, it was just if you had a good attitude, if you were trying hard, almost like a report card in school. But I really think that the government, federal government-wide, and OPM has made a strong effort to judge performance on results, and it's very important. You could have an outstanding employee in one year, and that employee could be a fully satisfactory person in the next year if they don't produce the results that are defined in their performance plan. I think that there's been a general improvement in that.
And where's the VA going wrong in that?
I don't have specific information. I know they had problems with their certification of their performance plan. I believe it was last year, and that a lot of the ratings were actually reassessed after the first and second level review to make sure that that they were tied to results. I think that right now there's a strong feeling that senior executives are getting bonuses for underperforming programs. I think you have to look very carefully at that, because in some cases you're having a senior person come in. I'll use General Hickey as an example. She took over a tough assignment. You may not be able to turn that assignment immediately into a top-performing organization, but you can move it forward with each step. And I think sometimes you have a leader that actually can produce results, but it isn't as immediate as other people want. And you have to recognize that and incentivize it.
General Hickey, I also want to thank you for your incredible service to our nation, but as Ms. Halliday said, you've taken on a very tough job here at the VA. You were here earlier when Kristen Rule was given the testimony about flawed data and duplicate payments within the VA. She was claiming there were duplicate payments. Her managers at the Philadelphia office, regional office, were claiming that wasn't the case. We wrote, you responded. Would you say now, a couple of years later, that she was more correct than the managers at the Philadelphia VA office on that question?
So, Congressman, there are duplicate payments, and I can tell you that we do about 10,000 pension claims a month, and about 64 of them are duplicate payments.
But she was calling out a problem that she saw. I mean, she deals with these issues every day, and she was identifying a problem that she did not think upper management was concerned about or understood or was even involved in.
Congressman, I can tell you that the management at the office did raise the issue to us and did have discussion with the pension business line leadership. So I think there has been conversation, but I appreciate the situation that she found herself in.
And I appreciate that, you have indicated, to this committee and members of Congress that your door is open and you want transparency, and you indicated that it is unacceptable to you that others don't share that same commitment. With respect to this memo that was provided to us midway through the hearing, been a lot of talk about the staffers' names that are on there, and that is very, very concerning because of our constitutional obligation to oversight. But there are two names at the top of the memo with a circle around it: Cease and Rule, not committee staffers, but employees of the VA, both whistleblowers, I believe. Ryan Cease, who was here today in the audience, and Kristen Rule. And I was wondering, perhaps, Ms. Rubins, you can indicate for us, why is their name? They knew nothing about this meeting. They weren't involved in the meeting. They weren't invited to the meeting. Why is it that the two whistleblowers who were doing, as the Secretary indicated, change processes, made a huge impact, improved the agency in Philadelphia office, why are these people being singled out? They should be applauded. but they're being denigrated, they're being singled out, and they're being made an example of. Why is their name even on this memo, if you know?
Congressman, thank you. I would tell you that when I got the call that the committee staff was on the way, I conveyed to the folks in the Philadelphia regional office a list of things that had been described to me to make available parking and a room to meet in and claims files. And I said, I would expect they may want to meet with the IG, who was still on station.
Why is Kristen Ruhl's name on this document?
I also indicated to the staff that I thought, in addition to speaking to the IG, that the committee staff may want to speak to those whistleblowers. I didn't know who they were, and I did not know if they were going to be available that day, and suggested that we needed to make sure, if they were requested, that we make them available to the committee staff.
Thank you.